And welcome back. FreshDirect is celebrating 20 years of innovation as well as excellence and convenience since its founding. The company delivers the highest of the quality of best tasting food directly to the doors of its local residents. Well, joining us now to share more details, we're pleased to have the Vice President of Public Affairs at FreshDirect, Larry Scott Blackmon Jr. And Larry, glad to have you back. And it's got to be a good feeling. I mean, 20 years in the business.
It is a great feeling. Thank you for having us back. Daren, it is great to be with you in BronxNet. BronxNet is certainly a part of this story of success. We are really excited to be a partner and a staple here in the Bronx community after 20 years of serving New York. We are excited. We are looking forward to 20 additional years or more. And we're here. We're not going anywhere. We couldn't be happier.
When you talk about FreshDirect, obviously 20 years, that's a long time, but I want to talk about this because the last few years has definitely been a challenge for all of us with COVID-19, but FreshDirect really had to make some adaptation to be able to deliver. We had supply chain issues all across the nation, but you guys were still able to deliver. Talk to us about the last few years and how that really changed the trajectory of the company.
So the last few years, as everyone knows, changed the world. And for the company, the first step that we took was to ensure the safety of our employees, their families, their loved ones. And so we had internal metrics developed just to touch base and see how many people could have been falling ill, where they were. We then took every step necessary to ensure the safety of the employees, whether it be hand washing stations, temperature checks upon entry. We were the brand that did not shut down during the pandemic. And that proved itself to be critical and vital to New Yorkers, not just from the standpoint of individuals being able to stock their shelves with items, but for the needs of congregant settings that were shut down as a result of just in the city, the state governments making decisions that everything needed to close. One interesting point about what the pandemic did for the company, it brought us closer together as a team. We cared for each other a little bit more. We wanted to make sure we were together, and that's a time that we would not forget. But thanks to FreshDirect and our direct relationship that we have with vendors, we were able to stock our shelves when many other companies and entities, brick and mortar stores, were not able to. So we were able to house the toilet paper, the paper towels, the Clorox wipes, the Lysol. We were able to bring all of that in. And thankfully, those relationships remain intact. And that's a testament to what we bring as a brand and what we brought to New York City over the last 20 years.
Give me a little bit of idea of how you feel as now being known as a household staple. I mean, I've been at the station probably more than FreshDirect has actually been an organization here in the borough. But talk to us now, because throughout my time, I remember when you guys first walked in and opened your doors, and now to be known in the community as a staple. What does that mean?
Oh, it's great. It's great. I mean, it's something that carries a tremendous amount of responsibility. We preach that to our teams. But it's great to be known as a local staple. You know, you can't help but walk around and take a look. If you're standing at a red light, chances are there's someone walking around with a FreshDirect tote, right? We are a part of the community. You see our people, you see our teams. We walk through the community. We walk through every community that we're in. And so that's, we are as much a fabric of New York as our beautiful parks, as many of our other businesses. And that carries with it a heavy responsibility to do the right thing, which we pride ourselves on.
Well, I mean, it's a heavy responsibility, but it's also recognized by a local renaming ceremony. Talk to us about that.
So yes, and I like to start by thanking, on behalf of the company, Bronx Borough President Vanessa Gibson. Vanessa has been a true supporter of FreshDirect, and even our immediate past borough president, the Honorable Ruben Diaz Jr. Without their support, FreshDirect wouldn't be here. Without their support, there wouldn't be over 1,300 individuals from the Bronx working at FreshDirect. Without their support, there wouldn't be thousands of individuals that we've interviewed from around this city and around this region who have been employed and who've stayed with the company, and trajectories have launched. So thanks to Vanessa, we applied for a vanity street renaming application. She approved it, and we held a great ceremony with members of the community, tenant leaders, heads of other community-based organizations. So many individuals came out. God blessed us with a perfect day, and we had the perfect unveiling. The sign, the box wasn't stuck to the sign. Everything worked perfectly, and it was smiles and great cheer. And the best part is that members of this local community from Patterson, Millbrook, Mitchell houses came, and they were able to take food back, take fresh, healthy food back for their families. They brought their shopping carts in there. We gave them totes. Phenomenal day, phenomenal day.
And as a result of that, I know that your customers will also benefit, because as you're celebrating 20 years, you're also giving some anniversary savings to those who are customers of FreshDirect.
Absolutely. To our valued customers, we are offering special savings in recognition of our 20-year anniversary. We've had customers that have been with us the entire time, the entire 20 years. We value them, we hear from them, we listen to them, and we thank them for their continued support.
I looked and I saw you had over 57 million deliveries. Is that true?
Yes. Yes.
Since 2002?
Yes, since 2002, 57 million deliveries.
God,
Amazing
that's a lot.
number when you think about it.
Yeah, it's an amazing number. What does that mean to you?
Oh, Darren, looking at it from the inside, right? You think about the logistics, the operation support, the technology, the planning that goes into it, the care that goes into each piece, bringing in items, working with farms from all over the country or all over the world, bringing in olive oil from Italy, or bringing in, corn from upstate New York, bringing in strawberries from across the country, all right here locally. That's what that represents to me. I look at every aspect of the delivery process. That's what we consider. We consider all of it. And so when you think about the hiring, and you think about the operations, the planning, ensuring that customers receive their items, and the customer service, because we pride ourselves on fixing things when they go wrong. And we know, and with 57 million deliveries made, you are going to make a few mistakes. None of us are perfect, but we do know that we pride ourselves in having A1 premier customer service and getting it right when we get it wrong. So that's what that means. Just think about it. If there were 57 million deliveries made, estimate the number of times people went to the site to look at what they wanted to purchase. That's 57 million indicators of trust in a brand from someone who is not touching their produce. They're saying 57 million times, we trust you to feed our families. That is the ultimate sign of respect and love.
Yeah. So where do you go from here? I mean, you got 20 years in, and I know you've got more on the table. Can you give us a little insight as to what we can see in the future?
Well, the brand continues to grow thanks to our new family, the Ahold Delhaize family. We are sister brands with Stop and Shop and many others, and that just creates a wealth of opportunity for this brand. We are going to continue to maximize our footprint here in the New York City area. We are the brand of choice in New York City. And now with our sister entities, that only stands to grow. So the future is bright for FreshDirect. We are, again, continuing to hire. And let me tell you, Darren, every Monday and Wednesday, I walk out of my office and I see dozens of individuals that we're bringing in all throughout this company. We are a majority-minority company. The future for FreshDirect is bright. We are the shining beacon and the light for what companies are supposed to do in communities that they serve. That's what we look forward to, and we're going to do that millions of times in the next 20 years that we'll be here.
I know you've been around with the company for a while, but is there one particular event or one particular thing that sticks out in your mind as to the success of FreshDirect?
The one thing that sticks out in my mind is when during the Thanksgiving season, when we all pitch in and we all make deliveries. And I made a delivery to a household, walked in, I experienced exactly what every delivery company experiences. You roll up your sleeves and you go out and get it. And so I recall going into this building and I'm holding the packages and holding the door and make it up. And I go into the person's apartment and he says, drop it over there. And I go to drop it and I look, he has these amazing guitars on the wall. And I look at him and he looks at me and I look at him. And he said, thank you. And I walked out without a tip. So that is the memory that I have of servicing customers. You know, sometimes you take one on the arm, as they say, and I definitely took one. So that's my memory, but it was a great time and a great experience.
Yeah, well, we come from, that's called taking it for the team. But thank you for Fresh Direct, and thank you for the work that's going on. 20 years, a long time of being a staple in the community. Glad that we could recap some of that with you, Larry. And hopefully we'll be able to get you back soon talking about more of what Fresh Direct has coming up on the table.
Would absolutely love it. And thank you, Daren. Thank you to the team at BronxNet for being the premier media choice. We love your partnership and love what you do. Thank you for your advocacy.
Thank you, my brother. All right, well, we got to leave it there, but I want to let you know if you want more information, don't hesitate to go to that website that's been visited more than 57 million times. Well, if you don't know it, well, now you do. It's FreshDirect.com, and then also follow them on social media at FreshDirect. We do have more show coming up. We don't want you to go anywhere. Guess what? Open continues coming up right after this.